All right. We are live, comrade.
Oh, comrade, we are live.
All right. I'm visiting Studio 8 in Minneapolis. And I caught up with the political bulldog. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Dennis, it's good to see you. Welcome to the Twin Cities. This is the great state of Minnesota, the best among the rest. And so, folks, if you are following right now, we are driving. We're leaving Minneapolis, going to St. Paul. I am in St. Paul. The CEO of Focus on Liberia, Mr. Dennis Bakukenjuja, is here.
Sao.
The comrades came to see a brother, and his little brother Anthony is also here. And then we are leaders of the platform called Focus on Liberia.
And Mr. Sia, it's always good to see you. It's a brother who sweetens in the hands.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why we shake hands every time we meet.
Right.
You know, they say when you get somebody baby and the baby is not crying, it doesn't mean the baby wants to suck titty. Right. But just give the baby to the man.
Yeah.
You will see what happens.
Right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm right here with Mr. Sia in Minneapolis. Let's say Minnesota, right?
Yeah, let's say Minnesota.
And those guys are always say that how we're looking. So if you are here in Minnesota, it could be Cesar Goya. We are home, Michael Patmo, Konyene Fremont, Mohammed Dukle, Imam Dukle.
Yeah.
And all the folks here, Pastor Patient. I'm here, and there are a lot of things to do. In fact, this evening we're going to make our rounds around the city, and one of these will lead us to some colleagues that are here that are having their convention, installation, or something of some sort. And we're going to be there.
And so, if you want to meet the CEO of Focus on Liberia, if you have not had the opportunity to meet him in person, we know for a fact that you see him all the time on your screen, either on your TV or your phone, talking about our nation, Liberia. This is an opportunity to come and see Dennis, a down-to-earth leader like you who cares about country Liberia, and an opportunity to shake hands. So we will be at the CMC. We understand is an installation program. I think they have some leaders that will be installing today. Focus on Liberia will be there. We have friends who are part of CMC. They invited us, and so we will be there, to just witness the occasion, the events, and shake hands with them, and ask them questions as well. That's what we do.
Mr. C, it's always important when Liberians meet for us to be together, right? In spite of our political affiliations, we meet. Most of us, we work here. It's very busy, so because of social media, we talk on the phone, on video, but it's something else to meet in person.
Indeed.
Right. And so I really long to be a part of Liberian Liberian gatherings, and talk to people and see where they are. And today, as we're going, somebody was talking, a colleague was talking, hey, I've seen Liberian organization, Grand Jury Association, Sino Association, Pinsville Association. Why is it that we don't really have some other organization like science, maybe the economics, the academic institution and association? I said, well, those are here, but they don't get all the prominence as this county or tribal organization we have, and the reasons are many why that happens.
Right. And maybe they want to see our faces. We can, turn the camera around so they can see us. I know we've been showing them the beautiful streets here or roads in Minnesota. Comrade, you know how to switch it? Okay, all right. This is Anthony's here. I don't know why they call me political bulldog. I don't like that name, but they kind of stuck it on me, I can say. So I'm driving and trying to be as careful as I can to make sure that the CEO is protected and safe.
Right.
Yeah, so I will be with the CEO, standing with him at the CMC event. So folks in the CMC, we are coming. We understand some of you don't like the questions that come from us, but you have to understand this is what we do.
Yeah.
And that is how we play our role, to ask serious and critical questions and demand honesty from you and nothing but the truth. That's what the media is all about.
And I'm getting maximum here, so don't worry.
Okay.
I'm getting maximum. We want to say, CMC, we are coming, and we're going to ask questions.
Yeah.
You know, this is the CMC we see is the new kid on the block. And I see one time I asked that a good number of the people that I know that are part of CMC, they are from other political parties.
Yeah.
And I asked the head of CMC, Musa Belete, he said, but where do you expect me to get people from? I can manufacture my own people.
Yeah.
Right?
So the men going in Cummings Pond to fishing, and others are coming from other political parties.
Right. And I don't know what Mr. Cummings is up to these days. It's like he ran twice, right? So I see there's some change in strategy, maybe change in the people, some alignment and realignment, as they will call it, and change in the kind of the people that he moves with and the things that he used to prioritize. I was watching the 2017 debate quite recently.
Right.
They were talking about the War Crimes Court, and he was saying, we need to look forward. We can look backwards, you know, about War Crimes Court, because it's going to consume us. You know, so let's move on. Yes, we can reconcile, but let's forget about War Crimes Court. It's going to really divide us, and it's going to bring about all kinds of things. So let's move forward. Mr. Cummings, in the next election, he embraced War Crimes Court. He said, let's have it. Now, at this time, I don't know what is he saying now. We have seen him with former President Weah a number of times. Quite recently, he had a statement almost defending or agreeing with President Walker's use of private jet. Is he, you know, what lessons has he learned that is prompting these switches and these kind of viewpoints? I tend to see, you know, what's going on here.
And then that's a good observation. I know you were like, well, when he made that statement, that look, the whole War Crime Code thing, I think what is important here is the bottom line, the bread and butter issue. If we solve the bread and butter issue, the whole thing about War Crime Code will be behind us.
Right.
And so that should be the focus, because the children must be in school.
Right.
We must build the roads. And he was like, look, the War Crime Code will not do these things for us. Yes, accountability is necessary, but what do we need now as a country?
Right.
Having gone through this devastating civil war that destroyed everything, especially our infrastructure. But War Crime Code gave us those things. That was his economic argument.
Right.
One who, for me, I said, okay, this man is coming from the business world, right?
Right.
So he's about the bread and butter issue. He is about the economics, right?
Right.
And then because he aligned with other people, say, well, maybe this is a deciding factor for political victory.
Yeah.
The people want it. I want to serve the people. I have to listen to what they want. So now I'm for War Crime Court. Right. You know, so that's what's Cummings involving them. I don't know. I'm just asking a question.
Yes.
And now then we'll come to the other issue, Dennis. Now Cummings is defending the use of private jet. When Cummings used private jet, he was an executive of a major and global corporation that has so much money. I don't remember the total investment capital of what's it called, Coca-Cola. All right, I will pull it around maybe $100 billion. So private jet is nothing if you look at that. Now, when you come to Liberia, we are talking about the public sector.
Right.
We are talking about a country that has a budget far less than $1 billion. Yeah. Because it been hanging around $400 and $500 million. When the politicians tell you that, oh, we have a budget 800, don't believe that nonsense. because budget shuffle will take half of that, and next thing you know, you have 400. All right. So
recast.
You Kwame is making an argument. On what basis is he making an argument?
And I think he's gradually falling back into the old comments, right? The old comments that came from the corporate world and said, hey, and started looking at them, business-wise, how things move, things that work in a functioning environment.
Right.
Now he's looking at, hey, there are things that you need to get done. So instead of going through, flying or commercial flight, you must be able to go and get things done quickly. That's Cummings thinking as a business.
But I disagree with Cummings. Let me come in here.
Yeah, let me finish this thought.
Go ahead.
Because what he's not recognizing is there's nothing urgent that President Bouaka is going to do that requires that. Right. So it is not a business for.
No.
I mean, if you are going to meet an ECOWAS meeting, or you're going to meet somebody in Ghana so that they will talk about how to give us money, free money, what's urgent about that? So that's what I'm saying. It is Cummings now going back to the old Cummings and thinking that as somebody who does not know the terrain again, somebody who doesn't know that barely nothing works here.
Exactly, Dennis. And so that's the point I was coming to, right? So you're talking about going to China, for example. You're talking about going to ECOWAS meeting, for example. Now, these meetings, these events, usually those invited are invited way before. Because you're talking about president here, security involved, right? So they get the notices or the communication way beforehand. So now you have time to schedule a flight. Do you need private jet? No, you don't need private jet. Now then we'll come to, we're talking about virtual meetings now.
Right.
You have a country where you see even the blind are protesting in the street and telling you that they are hungry.
Right.
And then you want to fly a private jet as a president? Can you not even have a virtual meeting and get done what you would get done if you were to even fly? No, we were here when President Weah went to China with 50-man delegation. When 12 had to change a ticket for 25,000 in Ghana, they came with empty hands. The Miniwa Swa became a fiasco. President Bouaka himself went to China to a huge delegation. They came back, nothing. So why have you not learned anything, Mr. Cummings?
I think.
Why have you not learned anything? You think
we always look outside for our answers to our problems.
Definitely.
And the answers, the solutions are not out there.
No.
The solutions are with us.
With us, within us.
Yeah. But our leaders have failed to look at that, and they are always looking outward, and that is sad. But changing gear, Mr. C.
Right.
You were recently in Liberia. And you've been there quite a number of times now, unlike many of us.
Right.
And you were there on a business trip as the CEO of WIN Liberia.
Right.
Also has the operation manager of Focus on Liberia.
Right.
Mr. C, what did you see in Liberia?
Dennis, when our good friend Mankolo Wure went to Liberia, and he came and he said he was perplexed. But for me, I would say I see desperation, I see chaos, I see helplessness, and at the same time, Dennis, I see so much opportunities.
Yeah. Except
that those opportunities, we can't get them in a vacuum.
Right.
We have to bring leadership, and we're talking about decisive leadership, smart leadership to those issues. You were right when you said, look, why are we always looking outside for the solutions that we want for our country? All right? Now, let me be practical. You have a country where there are no jobs.
Right.
And how much does the government put in the budget to create jobs in the private sector? You have a diaspora that presents a great opportunity. I told you about there are opportunities.
Right.
Now, are there Liberians here who are business minded, who can go to Liberia and start a business? Can you give that Liberian, say, $100,000 to run an effective business that will employ other Liberians? That's an opportunity.
Right.
Like for me, as an example, I went to Liberia, I started a little business. It is doing okay. Can the Liberian government say, well, can we find somebody you know, like Anthony, maybe John or Brian, who is already doing something.
Right.
How can we empower this citizen to do more?
Right.
What sector is the person investing in, for example? And you know, so that's opportunity there.
Mr. C, something as basic as even having an area like the ministerial complex, I'm using that as an example.
Right.
But you have a place that there's internet available,
exactly.
There is electricity, that the government say, hey, some of you that are doing business, come here.
Yeah.
We are able to provide these things. At least we are able to provide the infrastructure for you to do your business. So, like the business you're doing mainly on the internet, so
right.
that electricity
right.
and internet. So if we have our government having a place, it could be a small apartment complex, or maybe a one building with maybe 100 rooms or offices.
Right.
I mean, we can take that on instead of going and have to do these things from scratch.
Right.
Everybody, you have to negotiate your own internet, negotiate this, and there is a lot of people trying to dupe you in the meantime. And sometimes you go with a heart of starting something very solid, you end up, you know, doing something haphazardly because
right.
money is running out.
Money is running out.
It's being consumed by those vampires,
right.
and trying to be like a leech on you. So that's a very, if the government can have a little support, we appreciate it.
And the thing I also see then is right. So for us Liberians in the diaspora, I mean, it's a matter of choice. You have to decide to go. It's your right to live any part of the world. The war is global now.
Right.
But if we want to see change in Liberia, while it is true, those who are in power are charged with that responsibility to improve conditions in our country. But we as citizens too also have a responsibility.
We have to wrestle it from them.
We have to wrestle it from them. I mean, not fight them that this is for all of us. Let me take it. No. But with the mind or the understanding that it is a collective responsibility to improve our country. And if they are not doing it better, we have every right to criticize them. But what are we doing? Right. Am I going to sit in America and talk that this person is not doing it? So I have to put myself forth, right? It does not have to be in politics. It can be in business. Now, one of the things that down on me, Dennis, you go everywhere, you see land, people just selling land and people buying land, people just building their houses like that. Can the Liberian government, if the government cannot go onto this area, for example, say, okay, let's use the yellow machine. We're talking about yellow machine now. They say yellow machine, they brought it in the country, they carried it in the country, right? So can we use the yellow machine without even paving the road? Do we have people trained?
Right.
Does the Public Works Ministry have thinking in that direction? Let's recruit Liberians. Let's train them how to ride a yellow machine, how to operate it. Some of them should be mechanic. Without paving this road, can we go to, say, Cape Man Way, open land over there, lay it out.
Right.
After every block, there's a road. After every block, there's a road. Lay it out. And then you tell the citizen, look, we have the place already laid out. The streets are there. They're not paved. You can even plant trees. I mean, do something structurally.
Right.
All right? And then you tell the citizen in America, look, those of you in America, maybe $100,000 can build you a house. This is a spot for a house. Your house, if you build it yet, is connected by a road. Can we start something like that? Let's say I come up with that idea and go to the Minister of Public Works, or go to the government and say, look, this is my idea to help our country. All right? I have the idea, I don't have the money. How can we work on the idea to improve things in the country? Can the Ministry of Public Works work with me? Can they give me the yellow machine? Can they give that to me as a contract, as a Liberian citizen? Maybe I can go further and find people. You understand? So this is how we collaborate. You know, this is how we can collaborate, you know, to contribute to national development in our country. And the same can be applied to agriculture and other sectors.
Thank you, Mr. Sia. Just to let our viewers know, this is Dennis Jah, the CEO of Focus on Liberia. I'm visiting Studio 8 in Minneapolis, and we're going to use this opportunity to visit CMC people, aka Musa Belete's party.
Dennis, I don't like that part. You know, you are always talking against this, that we try to personalize institution.
That's what I'm saying, AKA, right?
No, it's not AKA Musa Belete. I disagree with you, Dennis.
Okay.
You can say Musa Belete is a political leader. We can reference that, but it's not his party.
Yeah, but how do people call him?
It's CMC.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. How do people also call him Musa Belete?
So you and myself, you understand, who are privileged to be in a position, all right, to help our people say things the proper way, we have to say that.
I mean, it's not a matter. This is a matter of communication, right? Okay. How do people call this thing? So if you go to Liberia and they say LIB, you're going to say, oh no, don't call it LIB. You just have to call it Liberia. So that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Right. That's the angle I'm coming from. I'm just making it clear or easier for people to quickly, because sometimes if you say CMC, someone may still be thinking what it is.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to just.
So people can easily remember, Musa Belete has a party now.
Right. People can easily identify.
Musa Belete party, they will say, yeah, okay, I know what the person talking about.
Exactly. That's where I'm coming from.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to be concluding this. This was we are still heading to St. Paul.